Well, this is Susan with the Blue Bottle Bunny Farm channel, and I am standing outside of my clubhouse that I made when we first started the quarantine. I came out here and I built me a tent, and I got chairs, and walk a little forward, you can see I've got my fire pit back there. I don't know if y'all can see that, but it's there. I like to sit out here at night, and I got a real nice open spot up there where I can see the stars. And so this is just my tent where I sit out and meditate and enjoy the beautiful wooded area I have on my land. And we've been without internet service for several days. It just came back on yesterday. We had some terrible tornadoes on Easter, which was Sunday, April 12th, and I got scared. I was standing in my living room looking up at the sky, and I could see the rotation in the clouds, and it looked like the funnel was fixing to drop down. I said, it's happening. There's a tornado right there. Randy didn't believe me, but he ain't from here. He don't know. But sure enough, right when I said that, I mean, the bottom dropped out of the sky. It was unreal, the rain. And then the wind comes, and it just sounded like an explosion, because I got sweet gum trees all around my house, and it blew all those sweet gum balls on my tin roof at one time. And that is loud and scary when it's all dark and windy. Well, I got scared. I did. I didn't know what to do. What do you do in a trailer? You know, well, I said the 91st Psalm. I did. I just sat there, and I know it by heart, and I just said that, and you know, we didn't have a bit of damage at our house. Blew my neighbor's roof off right next door to me, but the only thing it did is provide me a little bit of free firewood. If you can see that tree right there, all I got to do is come up here with a sawzall and saw that thing down. I didn't think I had any damage at all. Up where I walk, it blew trees down across the dirt road. It tore up the town up near me, all up and down the highway. The internet was off for 2 days. Dollar General was without power and had to close down. So it came a pretty good storm up here. Like I said, I don't usually get scared by storms, but you know, this one was just, I mean, I saw the rotation right above my house, and the funnel began to drop down, and it was moving so quick that it just took out a bunch of trees all up and down the highway. Those big 100-year-old oak trees, they ain't got a root ball but about 6 foot in diameter, and they're maybe 3 or 4 feet deep, and they just blow, those just blow over. It's so sad when they go. Pine trees snap, but I didn't have any snap. But so there's the weather report, and we're just real grateful that we didn't have any too bad of damage. But I had something awesome happen on Easter. We had Easter bunnies born. I have 15 brand new baby bunnies, 8 meat mutts, and 7 Rex. And I'm going to go show them to you right now. We're going to walk down to my rabbit pen and take a look at the baby rabbits. They're so cute. They're finally getting a little bit of fur on them. And it's starting to look like rabbits instead of little baby mice, because when they're first born, they don't look like much anything. But let's see, what is today? 15th, 16th. They're about 4 days old. So we're going to take a look at the little bunnies. They're so cute. I'm going to shut that so my buck doesn't get out. Okay, well, let me turn this around and I'll show you my rabbits. Well, that's Jim. She's my mama rabbit. She's a Rex. She is a real mellow rabbit. She does not mind at all if I look at her baby. So, see much. But my God, look at that. She pulled a whole rabbit's worth of hair out of herself. Let's see if we can get a good look at these. Hi, wigglers. Hey, shh. Oh, look at these wiggly babies. Oh my gosh. They're all black, except for one is gray, like the daddy. And there's one in here that is black and white. I finally got a broken coated rabbit because I keep bringing these solids together. So, calm down. Mama, come feed these babies. Oh my Lord. They must be hungry because they are flopping all over the place. I'm going to close that up and then I'm going to show you the other one. That's Cherie Geo. That's her name. I named her after Cherie of the Chris and Cherie Beyond the Veil show. Because in the series of rabbits that she was born in, I had Terrence McKenna, Dennis McKenna, Joe Rogan, and I couldn't think of a female that's prominent in the psychedelic community. And then I was like, oh, I listen to Cherie and Chris all the time. So I didn't have enough to name a Chris. But I got little Cherie. She's so pretty. She is a mean mama. Mean mama. I hope she don't get me. All right. Hang on, gotta get this board because she will tear me up. Get back, Cherie. She loves her babies. Gotta put that board there. Sorry about that. All right. These are my Illuminati rabbits, and you'll see why. Y'all can see that. It's so hard to see. Oh, wigglers. I got black ones and white ones. Almost even. I got 5 white ones and 3 black ones. Oh, is that just 2 black ones? Yeah, there's the other black one. There he is. They're so cute. So these are just little meat mutts. They're part Rex, part, she's only half Rex, and you can't even tell that she's Rex. Or she's got the Rex gene, because she's mixed with Altex. So those are mostly Altex rabbits. I'll talk to you. Well, what do y'all think about the protests that they're having in places like Detroit, where they're driving around, going up to the Capitol, honking their horns, and demanding that they let them go back to work? You know, I understand people's desire to go back to work. I don't blame them one bit. People need money. They're running out. Bills still have to be paid. And if you don't have any vacation time, or you're just an hourly employee, I mean, what are people going to do? They're running out of savings. It's tough on families, and people are getting cabin fever. So I don't blame them one bit, but I'm just wondering. I think that the government is going to double down. I don't know. I can't predict, because I couldn't have predicted any of this. I was so convinced that this was the most deadly disease to come upon us in a good long while. I was very convinced of it. Back in January, I was, aware of it and wondering if the government was going to take it seriously. And now it's here, did they take it seriously? Never let a good crisis go to waste. So now people aren't able to go to work, stuck in their houses in a lot of places. A lot of people aren't able to go, well, they say they're not able to go out and go to parks and stuff like that. But I don't know if that's true. I don't know what's true anymore or not. And this video may make me unpopular with some people who actually know me. You know, I don't really care if you think I'm a conspiracy theorist, because I just don't believe much of what the government says. They have a system in place, and this system is huge. It is so much bigger than any one individual or any group of individuals. It's comprised of groups upon groups upon groups, of systems upon systems. No, I'm not. Hang on. You don't see me? I'm sitting here making a video. I'll be with you in a sec. It's just comprised of systems upon systems upon systems. And it's like chains woven into chains. You know, every person is a link in their system, and every system is a link in a greater system. And I don't fit in with it. And I never have. And that's okay. That's okay for me, because I found a way to adapt and to live in this world. But not everybody can be like me. Not everybody has got the resources that I do, the mindset that I do. You know, and I understand that. Hey, kitty cat. My kitty came to see me. When I was watching a video by this woman that I really like to listen to, her name is Celestial Piper on YouTube. And every time she puts out a video, she's got a little bitty channel like I do. And she don't get on there and just talk to be talking. You know, she gets on there and she's kind of like me. She talks about how she feels about situations. I don't know anything. I don't know a damn thing. But what gets on my nerves is that most people don't know a damn thing, but what they do know how to do is parrot back what they've heard other people say on the news, and then they think they sound smart. I used to be that way until I realized I don't know anything. And I don't know if I can ever really know anything, because it's just so deceitful. And there's so many different twists and turns in the plots, and you never know what's true and what's not. The only truth you can know is the truth you can see with your eyes, feel with your hands, hear with your ears, taste in your mouth, the truth in your heart. These are the only things that you can really know. You don't know if the government's telling you the truth. You don't know if people are really in the hospital, because you can't go in there. I nearly thought I was having a heart attack up here last month. The EMTs discouraged me from going into the emergency room, not because they're bad people and they're in on it, but they really believe what they're told. And they should. I mean, people have to believe what they're told, or the systems within systems within systems won't work. I got off my subject. I was listening to Celestial Piper, and she just was talking about her frustration. And I just wanted to tell her, if she's watching, I know she is, that I'm so with her. I so understand that frustration, and that frustration of not always being able to express yourself verbally, because it's something you feel so deeply inside. And you can see it. Maybe you just don't have the language or to express your disbelief and your distrust and the reasons for it. You know, I don't think the government is here to help me. I've never been the beneficiary of anything positive from the government. I've had them take and take and take until it hurts. And so I don't always trust what they say. They don't have my best interest at heart. They have their best interest in heart. They want, here's the thing, power is not a means to an end. It is the end. That is the end game. That's the end goal. It's power for power's sake. And not so much so that they can have power, but so that they can remove power from us. I don't care how crazy I sound to my intellectual friends down in Birmingham. It's a spiritual battle. I used to be a lot more churchy than I am. I don't know what God is. I do not know. That is as honest as I can be. I don't know that Christ is the only way to salvation. I don't know that I believe that, but I respect your right to believe that. And if it's not a bad way to express yourself, but there's something evil and pervasive and just dark. Trump, I know that he's probably been ridiculed for saying this, but he's trying to express something when he said, we are under the spell of a horrible, horrible, horrible monster. And it sounds like something you would read in a Grimm's fairy tale. But I really think that we are truly under some kind of spell. I think that's why people can't see it. I think that's why people can't ask questions. And why they just take what they hear and they don't critically think. And it drives me crazy. So Danielle, I understand your frustration. I understand that I'm frustrated too by people who can't critically think, people who can't ask questions, and people who are satisfied with the answers they get from their leaders because they don't practice what they preach. And I don't have any respect for anybody that doesn't practice what they preach. I'm guilty of it sometimes too, and I lose respect for myself when I don't practice what I preach. I think it's very important, not to be, don't do as I say as I do. I think I got that backwards, but you know what I mean. That bothers me. That video of them pulling that man off the bus by his foot because he wasn't wearing a mask, and the people pulling him off weren't wearing masks. Now, there's two sides of that. That man driving the bus really believes that he is putting his life at risk, and he probably is, because my ex-husband was a bus driver. And it just drove him crazy the way people treated him and the way people expected him to be their servant. So I understand that bus driver probably had a great amount of anxiety when the man came on the bus without a mask. Whether you believe the virus is real or not, you have to be respectful of other people. Like, I don't want to go out and go to the grocery store and cause panic by not having a mask on. I don't know if it's real or not, but I'm going to behave as if it is. That way I got all bases covered. I don't believe what my government tells me. I don't believe what the media tells me. I only believe what I can see. And sometimes what my heart tells me. But I've been fooled. I've been fooled time and time again. And I got to learn to have more patience with people. Just because people aren't as conspiratorially minded as I am, they have their right to their level of belief. And I need to be more patient with them. I asked a friend of mine the other day, I said, so if it's real, talking about the virus. And he goes, sweetie, what do you mean if it's real? Of course it's real. I'm like, I don't know. Are you sure? Do you know anybody? You know anybody sick? Because I don't. And I don't know anybody that really knows anybody that's sick. So, maybe it's real, but maybe it's not as bad as they say it is. Maybe it's not near as contagious as they told us it was. He was like, of course, this thing is deadly. And so I said something really snarky. I said, so I bet you believe that 19 hijackers with box cutters took down those planes on 9/11. He was like, yeah, of course I do. I was like, dude, if you were on a plane and 4 or 5 men were on a plane with you and they had box cutters and they were going to take down the plane, would you sit in your seat being threatened with a box cutter? I wouldn't. I'm a woman. But I would have, and I know I probably don't have the physical strength of a guy, but I would have wrapped my coat around my arm and got out swinging. They can cut me with a damn box cutter. I can get stitches, but you can't stitch me up after flying the plane into a building, if there really were planes. I don't know. I don't know anything. I don't know. But I don't believe what I don't know, you know? Like I don't know what God is. And I don't know if Jesus was a real person. So, you know, I can't just blindly believe. But this is what I can feel. There is a spirit, or there is a spirit. I do believe in nature. I can see evidence of God. I'm here. Look at those roses. Think about the Fibonacci sequence and how those rose petals fold around themselves. And it's everywhere. It's in pine trees. It's in everything. To me, that's evidence. That's evidence of a designer. And the feeling I have in my heart when I look at nature, or I love something, or I get baby bunnies. See, I know there is a creator. And I know when I look at my government, and I look at the systems within systems within systems, that there is a dark opposing force. I do not choose the side of the dark opposing force. In fact, I am an enemy of that system. Not that I'm ever going to go out and do anything, because I will never. I am not the kind that takes to the street. I'm too old for that. Leave that to the men and the young folks. I'm never going to do that. But I can speak. I can speak against it as long as I can speak against it without retribution. Yesterday, Whitestone and I watched the movie 1984. The first one that was made in 1954. It was so difficult to understand them because they were speaking with English accents, and they had that transatlantic kind of twang, you know? You talk like this, really fast, you know? You know what I mean? Yeah. All right, buddy. You know how they talk in those old movies. It's so difficult for my ear to capture those words, but, you know, I've read the book a bunch of times, so I knew what, I knew what they were saying, what was going on. But when Winston Smith says, you know, what do you want? You know, and they're like, tyranny. Imagine the image of a boot stamping on a human face forever. That was their vision of the future. They're not human. I don't care how it sounds. There are real people here. There are real human beings. And then there are those that I think maybe are physically human, but they've lost their humanity. They've lost it to the system within the system within the system. And there may be no coming back for those people. You know, we're here for a blink of an eye. 70 years, 80 years, a short time. But their plans last generations and generations. I reckon I've talked long enough. I got a bunch of these little videos to stitch together and edit and try to make something cohesive and coherent out of it, and we're fixing to go get groceries. It's a beautiful day. I'm grateful to be here. Comment in the comments, talk to me, because that's why I do this. Just reach out, talk to me. And if you want some bunny rabbits and you live in Alabama, central Alabama, hit me up in the comments. We may be needing them. And one female rabbit can produce 50 pounds of meat a year. That's a lot of meat. That could feed a lot of people. And there's nothing to butchering them. You pull that skin off like a sock. And then you can tan that hide and you can make pretty things out of the fur. Takes some getting past. It takes a strong mind. Takes making up your mind, a strong constitution, but you can do it. You can do a lot of things when you're hungry, and you can do a lot of things that you just make up your mind you want to do. So if you want help, if you want me to teach you, I don't mind. Somebody had to teach me, and you know, I'll teach you if y'all are interested in seeing how to butcher a rabbit. When these get a little bit bigger, I'll show y'all how. Well, I'm fixing to go to the grocery store. I love y'all. Y'all talk to me. Have a great day. I ain't got nothing else to say. Blue Bottle Bunny Farm out. Hey, this is Susan again. I just had something really sweet happen to me, so I wanted to add it on to the tail end of this video. This beautiful little man here, this is Crowley, and he's not named after Aleister Crowley. No, he is not. Crowley is short for... What do you see? What are you mad at? Do you want to go get it? Do you want me to sing to you? Let me see if I can hold him for just a minute more. What do you see out there? Well, Crowley, you want me to sing to you? He's upset. Okay, you can go. I'll just have to tell the story without him here. So it was the sweetest thing. I took Merle and Creepy and Crowley. His name's Crowley because when he was a kitten, I used to carry him on my shoulder, and he stuck like Velcro. So I was going to name him Velcro, but that was too much. So we just started calling him the Crow. And then we started calling him Crowley. And then I got Creepy. I named him Creepy because it's almost like Creepy Crowley. Creepy and Crowley, Creepy Crowley, Creepy Crowley. So that's how my cats got their name. But anyway, this is the story. It was so sweet. I took Merle and Creepy and Crowley, and we walked down to the swamp today. And we're just standing there, and it's so beautiful, and the sun's getting low. And I just started singing. Now, I tell you, even though I don't know what God is or who God is or what God's name is, it could be Yahweh, it could be Jesus, it could be Buddha, it could be Allah, it could be Jim Bob. I don't know. I still love gospel music. So I'm down there in the swamp, and I start singing. Crowley, you want to hear Mama sing? As I went down to the river to pray, studying about that good old way, and who shall wear the robe and crown, good Lord, show me the way. Y'all can't see that, but Crowley loves to hear me sing. If I can't, come on. Oh, Crowley, let's go down. Let's go down, come on down. Oh, Crowley, let's go down, down to the river to pray. So I was singing that. I was into it. I'm all alone out there. It's just me and the three animals. And I got my eyes closed, and I'm praising with everything I got. And I'm into it. I don't even know what's around me. And I'm singing. And little Crowley gets up on his hind legs and he touches me on the hand. And I kind of scream a little bit like, oh, because it startled me. I had my eyes closed, and he just loved singing so much that he wanted to reach out and touch me. I just thought that was so sweet. The Bible does say, let everything that has breath praise God. Well, I asked him, I said, Crowley, do you pray? Crowley said, I pray all the time, Mama. I pray for you. I even pray for Creepy, even though I don't like him. I said, really, Crowley, you pray for your enemies like that? He says, yes, I do. I asked Crowley, I said, you pray? He said, not so much. No. And then he kind of walked off. And then Merle said he don't pray much either. But Crowley said he prays all the time. So I think that's why he likes gospel music. He likes Patsy Cline songs too. I know, I sound crazy. I don't care. I can go as crazy as I want to out in these woods. Shoot, I'm in lockdown. I can lose my mind. It don't matter. Anyway, just thought I'd tell y'all that story added on to the end of this video. Blue Bottle Bunny Farm really out this time.